Well, what's up, Gossip family? How are you? This is David Trick coming to you live here on Facebook. Facebook Live, love it, live streaming to all of my friends on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Happy day off. If you are off, maybe you're working, maybe you're having to do a bunch of other things, whatever your day looks like, Gossip family, welcome. So today I want to talk to you about how important it is to stay focused even when life changes. Basically, how to keep up with yourself when you feel like you are just too busy. You know, right now, this is what, mid-January, January 15th, 17th now. And a lot of times we feel like we just can't keep up with all of our goals, all the things that we're trying to accomplish in life, in love, and in business, in our entrepreneurial pursuits, in all of our creative desires, in our faith communities, nonprofits, whatever it may be. And so we begin to lose our mojo. Anybody losing their mojo yet? Or maybe, here's another thing that happens, Gossip family. Many times we're maybe doing really well, but then something unexpected comes into our lives. Something that we weren't expecting that disrupts our rhythm. Maybe you had to pick up more hours at work. It might be that person that you were in a relationship with, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, maybe even in marriage, something went wrong. It could be that you've been doing awesome in your nonprofit, but then the financial backing seems to be changing. You're having some concerns. Or maybe you're an educator, you're a teacher, an administrator, and you're not sure that you can keep up the pace of work, of the things that you have to do every day. You might be a parent. You might be someone who's trying to balance so many things between church and your nonprofit, your career, your home life, working out, trying to eat healthy, and you feel a little bit overwhelmed. Like, how do I keep up with it all? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to give you a quick story. And I actually did a whole podcast on this very topic, Gossip family. Hello, Sandra, my sister. Welcome. Called How to Keep Up with Yourself. So I want you to go and listen to that later as soon as you can. davidtrigg.com/99. davidtrigg.com/99. But basically, one of the things, I talk about 5 things on the podcast, but I want to give you at least one here on this live stream here on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Happy day off, by the way. Let's all remember the legacy of this amazing man of nonviolence, of peace, and of racial reconciliation, and of God. He was a faithful preacher of God's love. But anyway, so the one thing that I want to tell you, my Gossip family, in terms of how to keep up with your life, is to do the things that bring you joy. To do the things that give you the most life. Now, here is usually the problem that people face with those things. They say, well, but I don't have time for those things. You might love flowers. My wife, she has what I call the 4 F's. She loves fitness, flowers, friends, and family. But I think most of us would say, oh, those are great, but that's not my job. None of those things make me money. I don't have time for any of those things. But here's what happens. When you and I focus on those life-giving activities, even if, in fact, most of them aren't going to be money-making activities, MMA as I call them, or TSAs. They're not time-saving activities. In other words, these are things that don't save you time and don't make you money. But when you and I, Gossip family, focus on those things, when you spend time investing into, let's say it's the 4 F's for you as well, you will actually see your mind and your body move once again. Because what happens, again, remember the name of this whole stream that I'm doing is how to get your mojo back, or how to keep up with your life. What happens when you and I feel like we can't keep up with life, most of the time it's because we are doing activities that we have to do. We're being responsible. We're doing everything for everybody else. We're being good citizens. We're being good parents. We're being good servants. We're being good leaders. We're being good for everybody else. But what happens right about now, January, mid-January, even to late January, is that we began to lose steam because we started so strong. We went hard right as soon as the bell rang of January 1st. Anybody know what I'm talking about, right? So right about now, it's when the rubber is meeting the road or the everything's hitting the fan. So that's why right now, my dear friends, we have to go back to those joy activities, those things that bring you life. So for me, I told you what my wife's are. She loves the 4Fs, right? For me, there are two simple things. I'm a simple guy. I love mowing my lawn and I love studying. So for me, now again, those things are not MMAs or TSAs. That's not a money-making activity and they're not time-saving activities. But I love mowing the lawn. Why? I don't know. It's a guy thing. I don't know what it is. I love being out there with my machine. I could pay for somebody to do it. And I'm not saying that I have all these, financial means, but meaning I could do that. And there's nothing wrong with that if you do that. Maybe you don't have a lawn. So, but again, this is kind of what makes me come alive. But why? And this is why it's important for you to think about. Maybe you don't know what these things are, but here's some principles. It puts me in a right frame of mind because I put on my headphones, I listen to podcasts, listen to my favorite tunes. I get into this mode of just really feeling, or maybe I want to just change the world, so I'm listening to some great content. Second, I'm being active. It's like I'm moving my body, moving this around and pushing that machine out there and working with the grass, all that stuff. And then third, I love the accomplishment. I love that it looks so pretty. I love my lines. Am I boring you with my mowing the lawn stories? I love all of those things. The second thing is I love accomplishing academic things. Reading. I love reading, learning. Learning, again, is not a money-making activity. It's not a time-saving activity. In fact, those two things take a lot of time. But I love it. So for you, my Gosa family, think about what are those activities that just give you life. They might be silly to somebody else, like mowing the lawn. Really? It's like hard work. Somebody might think, oh man, I go for a run. And that may give them life. But for you, you might think, I hate running. That's the worst. That's the last thing I would ever do. So the principles are things that aren't necessarily money-making activities, and they're not necessarily time-saving activities. It might be, quote, a waste of time. It might, quote, be losing you money. But you get perspective when you're doing them. And my guess is you know what those are. Now, for some of you, you might not have time to do them. You might feel so, as I said, so busy, or you feel overwhelmed. Today's Monday, you might be home, but what happens on Mondays when we have a day off? We pack it in with more responsibilities. Helping other people, being there for the husband, being there for the wife, being there for the children, working hard, catching up on stuff that you haven't done in weeks and months. And those fun, joy-bringing activities, take a back seat again. And what happens tomorrow? You're in the same place. Stressed, busy, losing your mojo, not sleeping well at night. You're feeling fearful. You're dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression. Can't get out from under the funk. So I have 4 other things that I actually talk about in my podcast that I think are going to really help you. So I want to encourage you to go to davidtrigger.com/99 so that you can check out the 5 ways that I believe are going to help you basically take your life back and not just be victim to everyone else's expectations or even your own self-imposed expectations. I hope you're doing well, my dear Gosa family, on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Congratulations on whatever great things you've been doing. I am here for you, always wanting to be a support, a person of joy, a person of inspiration when you're feeling low. If maybe it's someone in your family, your child, your husband, your wife, a friend who's feeling discouraged, I would love to be of assistance to them and help them. I'm going to be actually doing a couple of workshops over the next few Saturdays on different things from media to life coaching to business to anxiety and mental health workshops that I can't wait for you to be a part of. They're going to be free for the month of February here at my house here in Long Beach, California. I hope that you can be a part of those. Thanks so much. Thank you again. Have a great rest of this day, and I will see you next time.